What's up, y'all? This is the Peace Dealer. Burning some sage out here in these streets. I'll be lying. I'm burning. I don't know if you burning out here. I even got some incense burning. Oh, you know what it is. I had to get some material for the new moon in Taurus. So, hold up. I would almost accidentally burn my house. Okay, no problem. All right. Anyway, what's good? I got some sage burning. You know the Peace Dealer stay lit with the sage blunts all day, every day. And yeah, we're gonna do a pretty nice ceremony. So this ceremony was supposed to be concurrent with a live Q&A, but it's actually better that it got postponed this way. So I'm moving it to the Mars and Aquarius video. Yesterday I did say that I would move the super chat to today. Tomorrow I'm going to do the transit talk for Mercury and Taurus. And so 16th at 5 p.m. PST, when I do that transit talk, I'm going to do the super chat for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So if you did super chat yesterday, I will interpret a card for you on Wednesday, tomorrow, okay? And feel free to put any super chat today if you do want to as well. We're going to do that tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a lot of super chat, but it's all good regardless. I usually like to keep this super chat free. So if you would like to super chat, I'd rather you wait till tomorrow. I like the ceremonies to really just focus on, you know, the healing and intention work. So I'm gonna just light a bit more of this sage right here. And who's excited about Uranus and Taurus, fam? This is it. This is it. We finally been waiting for this. Air signs, know you've been waiting for this forever, okay? You may not know how long you've been waiting for it. Air signs, you've been waiting for it. Fire signs, this is gonna put a little pep in your step, speed up your manifestations. And I wanna begin this ritual with a channeled message, okay? You see, some of you have kind of felt the fire that, some of you had great fire that was just super peaked when it came to soulmates and love and passion. And, you know, some of your spirit guides had to put you through that soulmate twin flame simulation just to spark your fire. Like when it comes to love, when it comes to romance, when it comes to like experiencing passion, it's this fire that motivates you to do things. So some of your spirit guides are like, oh, let's play a game with this person and make them think that they have this super soulmate, and we'll show them synchronicities. Because if we don't do this, then they're not naturally on their own. You know, like certain people didn't need to get tricked like this. Certain people still did get tricked like this, even though they had their own fire. But it's all good. And know that divine trickery is a thing. Like Mercury is the trickster of the zodiac. So the whole notion of like the universe and orchestrating with spirit guides to basically just like pull one on you, it's a very realistic concept. And it's good because, you know, when people have limited understandings and consciousness, sometimes you need to get there, right? But as Uranus squared this Capricorn energy, you might have felt that fire get smothered, right? It's all good though. This is here to usher in a whole new chapter and adventure in soulmate exploration, okay? So I have a grounded word of advice. Don't get so caught up trying to find the ultimate partner. Open your heart for your soulmate, whoever that may be. And it's not just one person. From a heart to heart, from me to you, whenever you feel a call to connect with a soulmate, don't connect it exclusively with romance, and don't connect it exclusively with fulfilling expectations. You should crave companionship. You should want to be with a soul that mates with your own. So like the whole notion of being drawn to wanting to be with a soulmate, whether that's in a friend, whether that's in a lover, whether that's rekindled relations with family, you know what I mean? It's very important that moving forward, now that Uranus is in Taurus, you know what I mean? You have to really kind of like, we're moving into a new age, and the whole age of Piscean fantasy where I'm going to find the ultimate partner in one person where we do everything, that's a lie. We simulated it though. It's okay if some of you felt drawn to a person because certain people work better one-on-one, but you really have to open up to oversouls. You really have to open up to the fact that you're in this lifetime going to connect with more than one soul. Maybe one of those souls you connect with romantically, and that's your boo thing, but you cannot exclusively tie the whole soulmate twin flame thing to a romantic partner. Because this week alone, now that the moon's in Gemini, and with this quantum value judgment, we're going to be calling in soulmates. This week alone, my friend, you're going to manifest soulmate connections off the wazoo. And if you're so if you still believe the lie that your soulmate is your romantic lover, you're going to be thrown off. You're going to attach feelings with someone who you have a mission to do with. All right. So really keep this in mind. The reason why people get wrecked through a separation phase is because when they feel such a powerful connection to someone, they attach and they feel like they can't feel that powerful connection with anybody else. Or and there's a level of complexity that you can share with someone that you start to lie to yourself and be like, oh, this is the only one for me. And then the universe has to be like, once you say that, your spirit guides in the universe is like, oh, really? You really feel that, homie? You really feel that? All these billions of stars, and that's the only one for you, homie? Okay. Because you kind of offend the universe. Like the Aquarian love is the ability to like look at, that's why Aquarius, Sagittarius, they can love. They're true lovers. Like a Sagittarius can love you with the greatest love ever, and then they can love someone else with that great love, and you'll think that it was exclusive to you. An Aquarius will not play favorites. Like an Aquarius will be objective. They can love someone else the way that they love you. And it shatters people who live in illusions, who feel like, oh, you can only love me. Love isn't true. For those of you who feel like love isn't true unless it's exclusive and it's one, that's a lie. And this is going to get exposed. So I'm only saying that because if you're carrying that expectation in the energy we're moving in, it could really mess with you. It could really mess with you. The whole reason why you had to deal with that chapter before, was to expose self-illusions that you've had, which was Saturn in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. A lot of us had to expose this, where we project our negativity and our darkness on other people, or deal with darkness directly from other people, but then we label them our false twin or a false soulmate just because they didn't they didn't fulfill our expectations. There's something you have to remember. Other people are not necessarily, it's an ego death that simulated an expectation that lied to you and made you think that other people are obligated to somehow fit in your destiny path. Yeah, you might be aligned with someone's karma, but you have to be very mindful about, and this is what I was talking about when I said your dark side is going to try and take you over. This is the collective awakening. And as your heart's going to open, the dark side, the dark shadow part of you, the reptilian brain that is more ruled by impulse and base is going to use that opportunity to test how much integrity you have with your own sexual control, how much integrity you have with your own value, because you'll have the opportunity to pull Esau and sell your whole birthright away for food, for something finite that you're going to eat. Okay, for those of you who know the story of Jacob and Esau, Jacob, this sneaky ass philanderer, okay, waited until his older brother came back from hunting in the woods, super hungry, okay? This is the supplanter ass boy right here. Jacob whooped up the amazing food. Jacob whooped up the amazing food, all right? Jacob was letting his wrists whip in the kitchen, and then Esau walks in just in time, okay, and is like, hey, Esau, I know you're hungry. All right. Esau's trying to go away. This motherfucker's like, I know you hungry. Jacob's just blocking all the exits. Like, I know you want it. The smell's just whiffing in his nose. And Esau's a brute. Like this dude was hunting all day. Like, and Jacob knows that's his weakness. Like Esau will do anything for food. And then Esau's like, yes, thank you, brother. And Jacob was like, wait. Esau, you are the firstborn. You inherit the rights to the family. Give me your birthright. Give me your birthright. I whip my wrist in the kitchen for this. And Esau was like, brother, you are funny. You see I'm starving right now? You see I'm starving? I just hunted all this food right now. I'm hungry as hell. You joking. You almost got me. And Jacob, who knows? Everyone knows Esau's a Taurus. What side is Jacob? Oh, you don't even know. Esau did try to kill Jacob. Don't worry. Jacob had to go back. A later story, Jacob had to go back past Esau's territory. Jacob's like, damn, I was caught lacking. But before that, you know what I'm saying? Jacob was like, nah, I'm serious. I want your birthright. I know you're hungry, brother. And, Esau sold his birthright to his brother for food. And that there happened. Okay. So trust me when I say there's a very tempting, obsessive part of your consciousness. It's the devil in the tarot. Okay, it rules Capricorn, right? But it's a facet of everyone has. It's a facet of your consciousness that can be obsessive and can attach. This is necessary for you to have, because when you rise above it and when you can control it, you unlock superpowers. I really hope this makes sense. There's this part that sometimes can sabotage ourselves. And a whole lot of the past 6 years exposing this and also bringing this out, also expressing this out, which is why I was saying to embrace your insecurities. For those of you who have Pluto and Scorpio, and especially Pluto and Sagittarius, you are obsession culture. For those of you who have Venus square Pluto, Pluto and Scorpio, Venus conjunct Pluto, like it's simple for you to be in love or be in a relationship without being obsessed. Like it's something that you have to normalize, because it could, you don't want to have attachment, but this is what, with Jupiter here, some of you are learning to control and breathe through and develop tension. So you want to encourage the dark, destructive side of yourself instead of suppress it, because this is your opportunity to control it instead of let it control you. Certain things you want to go with the flow. This is something you want to control through devotion, through dedication, through discipline. And you will fall down and you will slip, because you may have inadvertently underestimated yourself, and you may not know how tempting you can be to your own self. When I have been saying, be careful, your dark side is going to fight you for your superpowers so that it can use it through you. This is what I mean. Yes, there's going to be great shifts. And yes, I talk about the collective awakening of humankind, but that's just the cover. In reality, see, everything I say is ideal. That's why everything you hear from a Gemini, you should always go to a Virgo and have them kind of like fact checked and then have their own thoughts from what we say. I'm gonna be real, Virgo are some hating ass mofos. So they will try to act like the Gemini and say the truth. But the reason why it's important is because Gemini represents the air. Gemini is the cosmic mind of the universe, whereas Virgo is the other part of Mercury, which is the word of the divine feminine. So everything Gemini says is the truth that will represent an ideal versus what Virgo says, which is based in time, within space. So that's something you have to remember. Gemini teaches that Virgo teaches Gemini that ideas aren't necessarily worthy unless they're real. And then Gemini teaches Virgo that just because something is real doesn't mean it's true. So keep that in mind. Like there's a lot of what I'm saying that is meant to be ideal, because the truth is there's a collective conscious awakening that Uranus and Taurus is shifting into. 1929 to 1939, America went through the Great Depression, and there was an economic collapse, and a lot of people lost money and committed suicide. And you know what? Uranus was in Aries, and as the Great Depression was ending at its near its peak, I hope not. I don't know if it was near its peak at the beginning or the end, but Uranus was in Taurus. So there's an economic revolution going on right under our noses. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. It matters how valuable your aura is, because this is what's going to help you survive any economic depression, when in your spirit, you're far from depressed because you can use your magic to create anything. This is where I'm saying, those of you who've put the work in your spirituality, it's going to pay off. Those of you who've put the work in working on your heart, working on your spirit, working on your integrity, it's going to pay off. Because let me tell you the reality. That's why Virgo is the shadow of Mercury, the shadow of Gemini, the fourth house of Gemini. Okay, the truth is that humanity is going to, over the next 6 weeks, really step into a powerful collective awakening and evolution. But that's the truth. But the reality is that not everybody's hearts are pure. So all this is going to do galactically is just open people's hearts. Like, that's it. The North Node's in Leo. Uranus is in Taurus right now. So this square is just going to allow people to connect to their hearts at a physiological level in a much more advanced way. It's just going to be a shift that's going to make everyone more psychic, okay? But the reality is that not everyone's hearts are pure, and not everyone has good intentions, and not everyone even wants to be good, all right? So what's going to happen is the hearts that open are going to reveal people's true colors. You're going to start to see, it's not that people couldn't reveal their true colors before. It's that people had all sorts of demons they were dealing with. People had all sorts of shadows they were dealing with through this filler arc. People had all sorts of stuff that limited them from being who they truly are. Well, this collective awakening and acceleration and quickening that we're going through is going to really circumvent this for everyone. Okay, it's just some people lost those battles with those demons, and now those demons take over their body. Like, they're not even there. There's certain people who you look at in your life and it's like, I don't know this person anymore. This person isn't at all who I used to know. That's because they're possessed by several different spirits. Okay, possession is real. And this is where those people who have they have fruits of trash, you know what I mean? Like they're vile people, they willingly hate people, they're going to be more psychic too. The reality is that the universe does not choose, oh, this is a good person, so you get the spiritual awakening. Oh, but you're a bad person, so you don't get the spiritual awakening. The galactic code doesn't work like that. There's no such thing as good or bad. It's just positive or negative. When the sun shines, it shines on the robber, it shines on the priest, it shines on the harlot, it shines on the modest person, it shines on everybody. It does not discriminate. So everyone's going to experience this. You're going to have people simultaneously awaken such righteousness. You're going to have people simultaneously awaken new evil. Pluto and Scorpio, by the way, that whole generation is the birth of new evil. So we're entering a whole new wave of darkness. We're also entering a whole new wave of light with Pluto and Sagittarius. The dark wakes up before the light. And if you have Pluto and Scorpio, it doesn't mean you're evil, but it's that generation that sponsors it. Okay. So keep this in mind. Like, there's a whole lot happening. This new arc is a new arc. Like, we're going into a higher place in the universe vibrationally. And the reason why this is important is, you know, with Jupiter and Scorpio, you may never know. Someone who you may feel is right on your wave could be a secret agent. There's so many people with sleeper cells and MK Ultra, you know, puppets that are just waiting to activate and remember what their purpose is. Now, is it MK Ultra exactly? I doubt it, but that's just an example. It could be something more advanced. I'm just throwing these concepts at you so that when you see it in your own way, in reality, you'll know how to understand it. I don't have like Libra energy or Virgo energy or like Sagittarius energy, so I can't detail for you. All I can do as a Gemini and messenger is give you concepts and ideas. All right. So, you know, once again, the reason why you need to be careful here is this is an Earth simulation. Some of you water signs, some of you air signs, some of you fire signs, you're aware of this. But then you run into an Earth sign, and the Earth sign makes you feel like you're crazy. Okay? You know, the Earth sign will make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. And it's not Earth's fault. Earth is specifically programmed to only filter what's real. Anything else that's too abstract, they can't understand. Like, it doesn't matter how smart a Taurus is, unless a Taurus has a lot of air, you know what I mean? Like, usually Taurus is the second sign. So they're going to be very sincere when they tell you that they don't know what you're talking about. That's because they're being real. Okay, they're not necessarily supposed to. That's what Pisces is supposed to do. That's what Aquarius is supposed to do. So stop, you know, don't stop getting mad at Earth when they shut down a lot of all these abstract ideas. That's literally what they're supposed to do. You other elements are the ones who notice the stuff others can't see. That's literally Pisces, Sagittarius. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, like don't let your experience be dismissed just because a lot with Pluto and Capricorn is also simultaneously going to be using this Earth dimension to almost, in a certain sense, corrupt, you know, certain energy. But really keep that in mind. There's a acceleration once again with this Uranian energy that will very powerfully bring your body up to speed with where your mind's been at. Okay, so if some of you want to know why your mind was at a certain level but you couldn't ground it, your body had to speed up. Uranus and Aries was speeding up your spirit. Uranus and Taurus is going to speed up your body. Okay. Forget these people who want to compromise. Extraterrestrial vibrations and frequencies exist indefinitely. And if you believe subatomic particles are real, then advanced extraterrestrial frequencies are real. All right. I don't believe aliens might have physical vessels, because if you're going to ascend your body into light, then you wouldn't need a body. But I do know for sure that advanced extraterrestrial frequencies could, with the snap of a finger, locally take over a mind, implant thoughts, hijack someone's body, because when you control someone's mind, you control their body and move them out. Ooh, we got Sun Soul astrology in the building. Okay, so trust me when I say seeds of doubt. Some of you, whenever you make these realizations, tell me if I'm lying right now. Some of you, whenever you make these realizations, someone immediately comes and shuts it down. Not even if you like speak up to someone about it. Someone could immediately come and shut it down because not everyone knows who they are. People who fall for like programming, literally, people who are depressed, people who don't daily activate their core and stay up to who they are, it's very easy for them to get hijacked. So I'm gonna have World War Zero episodes of this, but I'm introducing these concepts because this is still not widely recognized. Like there's a lot of people who refuse to believe this because they're stuck in their limited way of seeing things, and because they literally can't, like they're designed a certain way. Okay, so I'm not saying this to make you feel like you don't have responsibility or whatnot, but I'm saying this because some of you already experienced this. I'm not saying this as new. I'm a messenger here. Some of you already experienced this, but because you feel isolated in your experience and there may not be many people you can talk to this about, a lot of this is tactical advanced warfare. So it's not going to open up a way for you, you know what I'm saying, to do that. You want to know you're not alone in this. That's all I'm here to tell you. Like you're far from alone. There's nothing really you have to do other than maintain your focus and stay centered. All right. So it comes in all elements. So I just kind of gave you an air element of this, frequencies. It's not remember, it's not a good or a bad thing. When you see a lot of archangel readers tell you to say invocations or to connect with high frequencies, you do this with good or bad. It's something, remember the Leo King mentioned it too. It's like your vibration is something that's constantly being fed and eaten. So it's not about getting eaten or fed on or not. It's who are you feeding? Who are you devoting your time to? Who and what are you focusing on? Are you feeding positive vibrations? Are you feeding negative vibrations? So let's take that concept back to the fact that not everybody's heart is pure, okay? And some people feed the dark beast within them and they don't feed the light beast, and they feed negative attributes. Just think of this quickening as taking who you are and just like crystallizing it. Right? Kind of like how I evolved from douchebag to super fuckboy. Something like that. Like it's gonna get very real, all right? And you'll be able to operate based on that. Okay. What makes a pure heart is, I don't want to answer that figuratively. I'm gonna answer that technically. Okay. A pure heart is a Venus in Scorpio. I'm gonna just be real, because I can tell you what a pure heart is, but basically, if you have Venus in Scorpio, your heart's pure. If it's after Scorpio, then you can have a pure heart, or you can have a Venus in Libra that's progressed into Scorpio. A pure heart, of course, is going to indicate a heart that is devoid from corruption and that does not necessarily see, I can't even, I don't want to say a full explanation, because to define a pure heart isn't something I could just freestyle, to be honest. It's Scorpio, it's complex. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, really, really keep in mind that, once again, just like there are higher ways and extraterrestrial frequencies that can invade your mind at will, right? This is why it's a spiritual warfare. This is why you have to remember, not every thought is your own thought. Sometimes you have to battle with thoughts in your mind so that you can keep yourself focused, and meditation helps with this. Then there's emotions. There are demons, right? Demons, you can believe they're daemons, which are not the same as demons, but they're demons, which, you know, you don't have to believe are mythological creatures that have invisibility cloaks and really operate in the spiritual realm. A demon really is a lower vibrational and I don't even want to say frequency, it's a lower vibration. which emits as a frequency, okay? Whereas extraterrestrial frequencies are high, demons are lower vibrations that can manifest themselves in your body as psychological illnesses, horrible habits, obsessions. There are a lot of mythological creatures that are amongst us today. When they get grounded in manuscripts, they take on a symbol just so they can represent something as an analogy. But it doesn't mean that they're necessarily unreal. This is how a lot of people use symbols in music videos and signs that are in front of your face. And if you're looking for the devil with their horns, you won't know the devil could be looking at you right in front of your face. So when we talk about demons, right, we're talking about negative vibrational entities that you don't have to see. Most of these dark forces are unseen, which is why they're so easy to, that's why there's so much darkness in this world. In that sense, okay, it's definitely something that you want to be exceptionally aware of moving forward, as with all this Taurus energy, things are going to be that much more tangible. Things are not only going to be that much more tangible, I mean, like any concept that you could think of, you could touch. If you can think about it, you can make it real. That's a key word I want to kind of give to you here. And other than that, just really be mindful of this. So for those of you who are ready to step into this greater magic initiation, we're going to do this quantum value judgment ceremony. I laced it with some vibes right now. Thankfully, we have the Six of Wands and the Magician. Okay, many are called, few are chosen. If you honestly believe that every single person in the world is meant to be a super spiritual magician, an astrologer, a mystic, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Not everyone's meant to see or know these mysteries. So my job as a messenger is to give the message, but know that some of you are going to hear it a little bit different because I code the language different for those of you who are initiated and get what I'm saying versus those who are not. And you know what I mean? Now, someone asked, how do we know if we're chosen? That's not something I can answer. It's not like I can be like, oh, you're initiated, you're not initiated. This is something that you know deep in your heart. So if you don't know if you're initiated or not, you're not initiated. And it's that simple. That doesn't mean that you can't be initiated. This is just something that you want to connect with the universe. That's what makes it an initiatory path. It's your belief that takes you there. And I didn't always get that, but it makes sense now. So keep that in mind, all right? Really, really, really be mindful. This is where things get real. This is where some of your greatest fantasies that you thought were just concepts and ideas are not just concepts and ideas, okay? But Uranus and Aries, the purpose of that was to build your world to even know what was possible. But before Uranus and Aries, some of you didn't believe that you can actually zap electricity through your fingertips. Some of you didn't believe that you could fly, for real. Uranus and Aries opened your mind to concepts and topics. Not all of these topics are really real, by the way. Uranus and Aries open people's minds to facets about them that are far from real and are in some places megalomaniac, megalomaniac, psychotic, and delusional. But the point here isn't about how real it is. The point here is how much you're exercising your imagination. So if you're allowing yourself to get trapped by the limits of the system, you are playing yourself in the worst way. And don't let other people play you too. It's in Taurus now. So whatever about these concepts are real because you just spent time being you. Now what's real about it is going to come through and you can work with that. So if you're a fire sign, if you're an air sign, don't let people slow you down. If you're an air sign, if you are a fire sign, don't let people slow you down. Air signs, don't let people slow you down. Fire signs, don't let people stop your shine. Okay? Water signs, don't let people make you not go deep or not be deep. Actually, I have no message for you, water, because there's really little that people can make you do. Because when someone tries to make you do anything, you just hop in the water and no one's going to follow you there. No one wants to die. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. And Earth, there's nothing I have to tell you because, I mean, you're the real present moment. So, I mean, there's nothing anyone can really make you do either. But yeah, air, don't let these people slow you down. Fire, don't let these people stop your shine. Hell yeah, as a Gemini, I'm biased. You know what it is. You already know what it is. It is what it is. Okay? So that being said, I want you to begin to breathe down to your diaphragm. No, so this is what I'm wanting to impart to you. Uranus is in Taurus, okay? This is the difference between those who are initiated and those who are not initiated. When you're breathing in this air, first of all, are you breathing down to your diaphragm? See, simple things. Second of all, when you're breathing in this air, are you just breathing it in? Are you just breathing it because that's what you're supposed to do and it makes you feel comfortable? Or are you activating the breath of life and you're breathing in energy and activating your chakras? That's the difference between the initiated and the uninitiated. Intent. Do you know what you're doing? Am I just here telling you to breathe because I'm wanting to simulate some meditation and make you feel like we're doing something? Or are you really jacked in with me? Because I know some of you are really jacked in, but that's how you know. I mean, you will know without me having to tell you, but just keep that in mind. The science breath is everything, the science of breath, right? So really activate your energy. This is why after you do this diaphragmatic breathing, your body starts to tingle. You're activating your energy. Okay, so now that Uranus is in Taurus, before, as it was just simulating Aries, things are going to get real. You're going to really feel this manifestation. So as you breathe down your diaphragm, let's just take the next few minutes before we connect with the elements. Jupiter is here to give you an advance. Okay, this is not just the new moon in Taurus. New moon in Tauruses can in 6 months help you manifest an entire kingdom. I shit you not. However, Jupiter's opposite this, and the North Node is square this. So it's coming with an advance. Jupiter's like, I'll front it to you. Okay, Jupiter didn't say I'll give it to you. Jupiter said, I will front it to you. So whatever it is you manifest, Jupiter's just going to match you so that in 6 months, you can pay Jupiter back. Now it's Jupiter. If you have the money, Jupiter will be like, it's all good. You don't have to give it back because Jupiter's cool like that. If it's Saturn give your ass interest, but it's all good. But make sure you have the money because if you don't have the money back, Jupiter may not be that kind. It's not in Sagittarius where it's like, oh, I don't care. Oh, it's in Scorpio. Okay, so I really don't worry about how this is going to happen. I'm going to double this up. Neptune's in Pisces. So when I say breathe in your intention, I want you to really go out of your way to make this an intention that you know is beyond your reach. Like past your limits. Don't feel like you're limited. And this is why I encourage this, so that when it happens, you know I'm not just talking. You know that this magic stuff is real. So don't just kind of intend something that's realistic. Why would you? Don't play yourself like that. Intend for something that's far out your reach. Aim for the stars and land in the clouds type stuff. Although you won't just, oh, shout out to Apollodite. This will now manifest 144 times faster because the Earth vibration, by the way, is quickening with Uranus. So really, really start to breathe that. And when you breathe it, really feel it. Really feel that you're breathing this in. So I want you right now to take some time, okay, to just feel this in, and for the next 2 minutes, charge your intent. Then we're going to do the elemental ritual. And then after that, we're going to release the energy. Simple stuff. Now, really keep this in mind as well. The reason why I lock in the intent, the reason why I lock in the intent and I go through the whole notion of doing the elemental procedure is just because everyone seems like they're into something doesn't mean that they're truly into it. Okay? Just because someone smiles in your face doesn't mean they have your best interests. And certain people are double agents, all right? So those of you who have ever done private ceremonies versus public ceremonies, you have real life experience. You know this. Those of you who have had private ceremonies with me versus the public ceremonies that we do here, you know the difference and you know the purity. There's some double agents who watch this. I mean, I have 2 dislikes. And it's not even the dislikes that let me know there's double agents. But just keep that in mind. The whole notion that certain people may be watching, but they may not have good intent. There are certain people who watch and join in these ceremonies with the intention of draining your energy and with the intention of actually, finessing and causing division so that you don't pay attention to most stuff. So keep that in mind. That's why we go through the elements. So if anyone did have bad intent, we have Cancer, we have Scorpio, and we have Pisces giving healing energy. I make it sound like it's positive, but actually what that healing energy does is it weeds out anyone also who has bad intent because Scorpio energy is pure, right? So that's why we cover bases. We protect and ground with earth, right? And then we raise vibes with air, all right? So just keep that in mind, okay? And yeah, definitely be mindful that anyone in your life with negative intentions are really allowing you to spark into a greater awareness of how to hate the sin but not the sinner. And I don't want to use the word sin because that's a bit too religious for me. Remember, when I talk about people being double agents and when I talk about people having malintent, remember, it's not about the person. It's about the energy within the person. Because remember, at the core, everyone really is made of love and there is good within everyone. So just keep that in mind. Like whenever I speak on a vessel, I'm not talking about the actual people. I'm talking about the energy. That's our true enemy. Our true enemy is not any other person. I will always say this. It's the negative energy that has a consciousness. And as the identity has archetypalized itself, the dark forces have also done so too. The dark forces and the challenges that you may just think is negative has an attitude, has an identity, has identities, has a personality, interacts with you. Some of you with Pisces moons and Sagittarius moons, you interact with life. Like, do you think that your experience is just you? You also have a 7th house and an 8th house. So there's spirits who talk to you. Like a Pisces moon can feel the energies that are talking to them. It doesn't have to be in a human vessel. So you can, and see, I hate to say it because it sounds like schizophrenia. And then some of you feel like you're schizophrenic when you're not. You're just like open to the vibes, okay? I'm not talking about people with real schizophrenia, which I don't fully acknowledge all the way, like ADHD, but just keep this in mind because these dynamics are about to come in a whole lot more real. And it's going to be more stable to where you can manage this and understand it more. And it's a ceremony like this that's going to hyper accelerate this. And do you want to know why? Because we have Leos in this live chat. We have Leo, and Aries and Sagittarius are implemental too, but we have Leos and Aquarius. The South Node, North Node connect is going to help us supercharge the ceremony. And now for the next minute or two, let's breathe down our diaphragm. Know that everything you're breathing out in gratitude, you are shifting your psychic space to manifest. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Remember that, and let us begin. And the 8, as you breathe down to your diaphragm, remember, breathe in satisfaction. And I really do want you to envision like the pipeline coming down, you breathing in your intention. Sagey. What's Tajin? I have no idea. Sounds interesting. I'm not sure what anime you mean, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm almost sure that the whole notion of evil is that it guides you away from the light and it deceives you and it doesn't let you know what is light because it masquerades around as a false light. But I think I know what you're trying to say. It lets you know what's light. Bleach. Weird. So I want you to drain. Oh, Unohana. Ah, you're right. I didn't even realize. So let us now call in the earth. Please, I need to check out Magi. That's true. Please, evil is Regina George telling you to lose 100 pounds. Facts. I want you to drain any stress and negativity to the earth. Feel the earth sucking out all your energy. Pause. And I want you to also call in the earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, but anyone else is welcome to do so as well. Shout out to those feeling so relaxed. This energy is definitely on point. If you notice, Uranus and Taurus is allowing us to connect with Gaia a lot more effectively because now the Earth's vibration is, oh my God, I just said that wrong. I'm saying the Earth's vibration is quickening, but I don't mean like the world. I just mean like the element of Earth and our ability to sense things at a physiological, tangible level. So it's catching up a little bit with our spirits. So as you continue to breathe, feel the Earth raising up to your head. I'm with Avery. I believe Mother Earth is a woman. I believe Earth is inherently a feminine vibration, and it is a mother, and it is definitely a woman. Here's another distinction to know whether you are initiated or uninitiated. Do you believe that the planets are sentient beings? Is a planet just a geographical construct and a terraform and a gas planet or a rock? Or is it a living, breathing being? We know that plants are living things, even though they're not mammals. So is the Earth alive? Is it conscious? Someone who is initiated understands that planets and heavenly bodies are more than conscious, they are super conscious. Versus those who are uninitiated and they believe that it's not really conscious, we just live on it. It's not something you can talk to. All right. Initiated people talk to planets. They talk to planets like they're talking to people, except they know this is why they were worshipped as gods. Are they really gods? Are they super beings? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So that's another secret right there. And as we bring up the Earth, let us now connect with air and bring down the white light. Okay. So let me kind of give a few more secrets. Earth and air are very karmic together because earth plus air equals matter. I'm going to say this one more time. Earth plus air equals matter. Now, within this physical existence, you have water that evaporates and whatnot, but water plus fire equals spirit. I'm going to say it one more time. Earth plus air equals matter, and fire plus water equals spirit. So we ground with the earth, and then we bring the air, the white light, down to the earth, and we're engaged. The white light right now is connecting all of us in the live chat, but we want to ground with the earth first so that when we take the air in, we don't go like if we were to just ground the air and you had everyone's erratic vibrations, some of you would be like, whoa, but we have the earth first. So the earth takes everything that our body can handle and drains it. What's up? And I mean, a lot of this is just conceptual, but take this with you and apply this in your practical life. All right. And now that we're done with matter, we can also do the second part of air, and especially Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Let us now say declarative statements and positive statements to raise our vibration. We are successful. We are amazing. You are successful. We are amazing. I think volcanoes are proof that Earth is conscious. Amen. Okay. Now, is it a human? It may not be able to do things humans can do, but we can't do things it does, like completely subside cities with tsunamis. But oh, wait, maybe we can. But regardless, shout out to you waterbenders. Shout out to you Scorpios and Pisces just hiding the fact that you can bend and manipulate water because you think you can be secret superheroes or supervillains. Yeah, we see you. Sagittarius sees you. I know you chill with Sag too. It's all good. But anyway, we are omniscient. We are omnipotent. We are the divine body. And now we have, wow, AZ, I am speechless. I never thought of that. But yes, now we have spirit, fire and water. So passion and emotion, the internal world. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, as we connect with the water vibration, now that we're all connected through air, Let us now heal everyone. If you can start to feel intensity, it's because water is starting to work on you, okay? You could use your hands, you could use your mind. This is a new option I'm allowing, or offering. You can envision blue light washing over you, okay? And now just make the conscious intent to receive healing from water. Ooh, it's raining. That's what it do. And someone heard thunder too. Nice. Okay, I want to move on to fire, but there's a collective release I feel we have to do. So two channeled messages, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine. Okay, we're gonna do the divine feminine first. The divine feminine, you have to understand that there's nothing you can do to get the love that you're trying to get. And I guess it's something that you know mentally. So it's something that you have actually at a very psychological level. You've moved past that. You understand, but you still at a psychic emotional level feel like you have to do something for love, and it's hitting your judgment because you're still stuck at like, what do I have to do to get this full unconditional love? And a lot of you know, and this is specifically divine feminine too, like some of you feel like you need to do things with your body. Some of you feel like you need to take extra classes, because not just your parents, maybe one parent did, but it's not limited to a mommy daddy thing. When we look at your collective consciousness, you did not receive that unconditional love unless you did something for it. And so this has kind of programmed you to feel like you have to do something, and you don't necessarily sit and be, because that has psychologically programmed a response of not really being loved. So even though you have to let go and receive this divine love, you're constantly feeling like you have to just do something, okay? And for the divine feminine, I'm here to let you know that's a lie. There's absolutely nothing you have to do. There's absolutely, and this manifests when you're with someone, and when you start to catch feelings for someone, you start to feel like you're not doing things good enough, and you need to do something, or whoever you like is going to go away to someone else who's going to do something better. Okay, so that's a lie. Don't feel guilty. You don't feel that this is not your original idea. It's something you need to release. It's something you need to completely release. It's something that you're having to very profoundly let go of. And I don't want to really say anything cliche like you're eternally worthy of love, because once again, you already know this on a mental level, but this is something that you want to release emotionally. You're going to feel like you have to do something. You don't have to do crap. Like, you've already worked on yourself to where it's already evident that you're worthy of unconditional love. And then divine masculine, okay? You really need to release guilt, and you really need to release this sense of you kind of, it's for both divine masculine and feminine, it's really the same as not feeling good enough, right? But whereas for the divine feminine, it's more about doing versus non-doing. For the divine masculine, it's really more for you in terms of like releasing guilt. It's very sensitive to say too, because some of you may not really inadvertently know that the very same things you're having guilt for doing, you were exactly supposed to do. And a lot of you, in order to step into the divine masculine, and for those of you divine feminine who deal with the divine masculine, this message is for you if you notice this within them. But it's almost as if the vision I have for you, divine masculine, is like you're getting absolved of a crime you didn't commit, and you put yourself in the shame of you being guilty for something you shouldn't feel guilty of, you know, being you, having instincts, having desires, all right? And you are actually in a place where you can now represent that with greater maturity and with greater, you know, direction. However, you know, once again, it's not necessarily mental. I think some of you may have mental blocks, but this isn't something that you're sitting here just being like, damn, I'm guilty. It's more of an unconscious emotion that arises because a lot of this has been projected towards you. For those of you, some of you in the divine masculine, some people have vented their frustrations with masculinity at you. And this is part of the guilt that you may feel too, to where sometimes it could arise to where you don't feel good enough, all right, with somebody. So you really need to release this because it's all false. Nothing about that is true. Your past doesn't even define you, really. And a lot of this is shifting, but this is going to 100% encourage you believing and feeling it, even if mentally you're there and you know that you're worthy. You have to feel worthy too, and you have to feel that you have to really shrug that guilt off of you. And the divine masculine, it is the guilt for having desire that is trying to close your root. For the divine feminine, the guilt is more validation and it's more feeling worthy. For the divine masculine, it's guilt to feel desire. This is literally psychological manipulation, and you need to release it. Okay? Don't feel guilty for desiring. Don't feel guilty for being all in fundamental ways, for being you. You're not savage. You're not crazy. You are masculine. Don't necessarily let this new wave emasculate you, but still learn where to have respect when necessary. Okay. And once again, for the divine feminine, remember, there's nothing you have to do. In both cases, you feel unworthy. The divine masculine feels unworthy in some cases because of how, but actually, I don't want to frame it to one reason. You have your individual life too, but just shed that unworthiness because you're the shit. And the same thing for you, divine feminine. I can understand. It makes sense for the divine masculine to kind of feel that, but the divine feminine, you have no right to feel that. Like you're the shit too. Like you want to release all feelings of unworthiness. So trust me when I say like a lot of this is psychological. So the reason why you need to release it is it's not even your feelings. It's not even yours. So just let it go. It's not even yours. Like the feeling that is yours, that inner feeling that's like, I'm a diva. I know I'm the shit. That's you. And whenever you hear that thought, this happens to Virgos too. Virgos feel like if they big themselves up, it's narcissism. That thought that makes you feel it's narcissist because you realize you need to act like a Leo. Everyone, your homework tonight is to be a Leo for 2 days. Okay? Look yourself in the mirror and be like, God damn, I'm the shit. Oh my God. Like go crazy over yourself. All right? Just be a Leo because they know what's up. You're not, don't think you're narcissistic just because you kind of are real with how awesome you are. It's cool. Now you're narcissistic if you're like, oh, I'm cool. You should bow before me because you're not as cool as me. That means you're crazy. But there's nothing wrong with loving yourself and being like, wow, I'm around with other amazing people, and I'm amazing myself. All right, so just letting you know, boss up, okay? And noun, fire. Fire, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, I want you to turn up because our energy is linked with air. The energy that you turn up doing is going to raise our vibe too. Now, regardless if you have fire or not, you don't have to twist around. You don't have to, you can yell, right? Or what I like to do, picture a flame ember burning around your energy, just like the burning bush. Picture yourself in fire and it's burning away your impurities as you breathe. Taylor, game. Taylor, game. It's Taylor gang. It's Taylor, Taylor, Taylor gang. It's Taylor gang shit. It's Taylor gang. It's motherfucking Taylor gang, yeah. All right, yo. So, yep. Okay, good. King Capo said something very important. King Capo said, wow, that just made me feel like God. That is what fire does. King Capo, you just probably commented the most MVP comment. Fire makes you feel like God because it's the fire that burns away the mortality and impurities within you after you're healed with water so that you could be your peak self. So this is good news, okay? So now we have all the elements, okay? Whoo! I would like for you to now envision or feel the energy you have just taken in and now release it. You can put your hands up in the air. Let us now release it. It doesn't matter where you release it. All of us simultaneously releasing it is going to form one huge spirit ball. And then this is going to just release into the universe, okay? Now remember, ooh, some kid is being conceived now, amen. Remember, we did that ritual with the spring solstice where we put gold light into the sun, okay? So you can still breathe that in. It's still accessible. Leo hooked us up with that. All you Leos, some Leos did an infinity spell or they just kind of like enhanced it. So we're releasing this, okay? Now, if you're a Pisces and if you're a Pisces moon, Scorpio moon, Scorpio, you could do this too. But if you're a Pisces and if you're a Pisces moon, the energy we released is yours to freely access. And I want you to do a special ceremony on your own. That's your special homework. Do a special ceremony on your own to draw in the collective energy and release it. All right, Pisces, Pisces moon. Virgo, Virgo moon. If you so accept, I also want you to draw on that energy and ground it in something real, like just make something real, okay? It'll work more magically for you because when you make it, trust me. Taurus, you could, but it'll be quicker for but Virgo, just imagine the energy. Like, you can make food too. It doesn't have to be something that lasts, right? Just make something physical and just imagine you're taking in that energy. And then Pisces, you can make a song, right? Just feel yourself taking in that energy. And that way we have the oppositions down, okay? And yeah, other than that, just release it to the universe. If any one of you have anything special you want to do with the released energy, it's colloquial, it's common, so it's there. It's infinite too. But yeah. Other than that, once again, your homework is to really love yourself like Leos do. And yeah, I'm going to be back tomorrow for the Mercury and Taurus transit talk, and I will do the super chats for the 14th, 15th, and tomorrow, the 16th. Y'all stay blessed, and I hope you enjoy your first magic test from the spiritual realm. Some of you will experience supernatural apparitions because of this ceremony within, like, I don't want to say 12 hours, maybe 12 minutes. And the purpose of this test is to test how you physiologically respond to supernatural phenomena. It's a test to see whether Uranus and Aries works for you. Do you run away from it or do you run towards it? What would you do if you had to use your supernatural power for the first time? Do you respond like an uninitiated human who doesn't know their powers? Or would you take a risk and do something you've probably never done before, but you have always known and have done, even since this past, even beyond this life? And until next time, peace.